여보다.
네.
No, we're just kidding. This is actually English commentary, completely friggin' English. We really welcome you guys today. We are broadcasting from Verona Valley Record Studios. It's going to be absolutely amazing. My name is Clicker.
And I'm Smoke.
We are going to bring you an absolutely epic matchup today, even though it's starting out with Kelly Clarkson, which is not a very good way to introduce Leta.
So epic.
Not so epic. It's not a very good way to introduce Leta and Kwanro, two of the greatest players in StarCraft. I mean, they are absolutely freaking-tacular.
They really are.
When I watch these games, I just straight up get excited.
I don't see how you couldn't, man. I mean, these games are they can just hit you hard, and Leta is one of my favorite Terrans out there, and Kwanro is actually, whenever I see these two players, whoever they're playing, if they're not playing each other, I'll always root for Leta or Kwanro if they're playing against some of the no-namer pros out there that are right now. So Kwanro's shaping up to be one of my favorite Zergs. I think I'm gonna go ahead and label Kwanro Savior's protege, because Kwanro, it just displays some fantastic skill today. So let's talk about some stats. What do you think about Kwanro?
Well, Kwanro is actually, versus Terran, he's actually doing okay. I mean, it's 22 and 16, which puts him at 57.89%, 57.89, excuse me, not 57.89, as in 5,789%. That would be an epic.
He might be that man.
That would be an epic percentage. But, I mean, versus Terran, he's actually doing okay. He's got definitely more wins than losses. Now, when we look at Leta, tell me a little bit about Leta.
Leta, his versus Zerg percent is about 67% against Zerg, so that is actually a really great record. Leta, again, just a monster Terran, just so epic. Let's pull up, let's see. They are on Return of the King, which is a 4-player map, and Kwanro spawning as a Zerg at the 7 o'clock, and Terran, Leta as Terran in the 5 o'clock position. And if you're interested in keeping up with a lot of pro English commentaries, I would recommend sc2gg.com. We're not really affiliated with them, but we're really big fans of them, and I hope they don't mind us mentioning them if any of them watch these commentaries. But again, we're just doing this for fun. It's going to be more of a casual commentary. You can watch this for fun. We're going to add a little bit of our own spice to it. These two players are great, and it's going to be an epic matchup. I'm totally stoked. What do you think, man?
I'm absolutely stoked about this. I'm really interested, extremely interested in see what these two players are going to do.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
There's so much that you can do. You know, the Terran's fairly vulnerable, you know, early on, especially against Zerg with some Zerglings and things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So right now we've got a barracks that's pretty far out. I mean, you know,
proxy barracks.
It's definitely proxy barracks. So I mean, we could see in some early rush with that. You know, put some early pressure on the Zerg and see how they respond.
Exactly. Kwanro is one of those players that I think is more hit. He's hit or miss, but he's more hit than he is miss, I think. And when Kwanro hits, it's point on. It's right there. When Kwanro hits, it's brilliant. But when Leta, he's a really just strong. He's more of like the Stork as a Protoss than as a Terran. You know, Stork is a really solid Protoss player. I just feel Leta is really creative in his play. He's just an overall really great Terran player. Did you hear about? There was actually an accusation made against Leta that he was cheating during his games. They saw the commentators actually saw a twitch in his eye. It wasn't really a twitch. He looked over in the crowd and they thought it revealed his opponent's position. And so there was an accusation against Leta. I'm not sure how that's evolved right now, but honestly I don't think it's true. I think Leta's good enough to not cheat, and I highly doubt any of these pros would disrespect each other in cheating like that. But it is a possibility. But I wouldn't put it past him.
Well, I mean, hey, you know, he could have just spotted a really super hot chick in the crowd.
You know,
I mean, I'd look away for that. I mean, no matter how much I love StarCraft, I would definitely look away if I've seen some hot Korean chick. You know, that'd be great.
Enough with our banter. Let's talk about a little bit about the game. Looks like Leta opened up with a 9 pool. He's already pushed out with some Zerglings. He spotted the barracks factory, and he's going to be able to quell any sort of Marine pressure that Leta's going to be able to put on. He's going to be able to surround that Marine. It's going to be so essential that he gets up there. He's putting the bunker up there to try and defend. If Kwanro can get through this game, it could be over any time now. Oh, actually, he got a Marine in the bunker, so it looks like Leta's going to be safe, but he's pulled his SCVs off to block the Zerglings from getting in. And it looks like Kwanro's assault essentially failed, but Leta's proxy barracks essentially failed also due to the high amount of Zerglings. But it looks like Kwanro's going to keep up the pressure. Can he keep this quelled?
It looks like he's doing all right with it. I mean, yeah, he's got a couple links in the base, but I mean, you know, as long as he can keep, you know, it looks like he's going to try to keep the pressure up. So I mean,
exactly.
As long as he can keep those Marines safe, he can keep that bunker, you know, repaired. Everything's going to be pretty good. He can hold it off. I mean, it's going to be a lot of harassment, especially now that these lings are going to probably go to that SCV trying to pick off that SCV on that factory right there. So now he's going to come and try to do some damage and see what he can do. See if he can try to end it early, which is definitely not going to happen, especially at this moment in time.
I'm not sure. He may be able to. It's a little bit early, but essentially, Leta got the factory down, which means he can pump out vultures. Oh, this is so unfortunate for Leta. He's having to lift off his command center at the moment. This is really unfortunate. It's stopping mining for Leta. This game isn't looking too good in Leta's favor at the moment. I thought he was going to have a little bit of an advantage holding off the Zerglings, but the Zerglings have managed to get in, and they actually managed to stop mining totally for Leta, while Kwanro is macroing up at the moment. Looks like his proxy barracks was put down with good intentions, but it looks like it's largely failed.
But of course, as you can see, a vulture did pop out, so that's going to take out those lings in a hurry.
Exactly.
You know? I mean,
exactly.
If you can have really decent micro against Zerglings, you can do really good. I mean, you can take out as many as you'd like.
Yeah, the vulture. You actually use the patrol button micro on the vultures, because they actually turn a little bit faster.
They turn just a bit quicker. You know, since a lot of pros use that patrol, I don't think any of the pros use attack move, because that'd be pointless if they turn around quicker with patrol. You know, so a lot of amateurs, they do like to use attack move. But if you're listening to this,
we just gave you a secret.
We just gave you a pro secret, so you can consider us pros now if you want to.
Yeah, we're totally go-to.
We're totally go-to. It's absolutely ridiculous. So right now, SCV mining has begun again, and right now we've got a sunken colony going up. Just protect that natural a little bit so he can actually macro up on drones. So he can get a good economy. We've got a vulture coming in, but that's not going to last very long at all.
It was totally denied.
Oh, totally pwned.
Denied.
I mean, did you see that? That was absolutely spectacular play. Just kidding. That was a very easy play. But let's see what's going on here. We've actually got going to lair, so we're going to see some lair tech. I mean, there's quite a bit that could be going on right now. The factories and the barracks are moving around a little bit. What do you think?
I see. Well, Leta loves doing. Oh, looks like he's gonna. Wow, he's gonna go for a fast expand. I wonder what kind of response this is gonna merit for him. If it's gonna be a strong response, I would say because Leta sees that he was put far behind economically from his failed proxy barracks, and that Kwanro, with his aggressive playstyle, got those lings in and was able to stop mining. Leta's feeling the pressure to get the economy back rolling, because Kwanro has largely been unharassed so far. So far,
his economy's basically been untouched.
Yeah, exactly, untouched.
I mean, right now we've got a Hydra Den going up, so I mean, we could be seeing quite a few things. What kind of play do you think he's going to try to pull out?
Honestly, I think Kwanro's going to go for Mutalisk, because he's only laid down 3 hatcheries so far, and he hasn't expanded. That's going to be my early prediction.
Yeah, I mean, some crazy Mutalisk harass, and of course these pros have great micro.
Oh, of course.
So I mean, seeing some Mutalisk harass is going to be, could be, potentially fatal.
Yeah.
For the Terran player. I mean, when you think about it, we've got an academy going up right now, so he will have scan pretty soon, and he could have stem Marines, but it really depends on how many he's going to be building.
Yeah.
And of course, mutas aren't going to do, are going to do a lot of damage against just a few Marines.
Yeah. Oh, it could be a little bit. He almost lost the vulture there.
Almost did, but he's been repairing it. So I mean, after
smartly repairing.
Yeah, smartly repairing it. So now he's probably going to bring SCV over to repair that, unless he's got something else going on. Got a few more Marines popping out. But if he were, fairly smart, he'd take the time just to, go ahead and repair that. Since taking out lings is a big thing right now. But now that we've got the lair up and we've got the scan going up, I guess he might be preparing for lurkers.
He could be preparing for lurkers. Let's look for that spire any moment. Well, actually, lair tech may have just popped, so if the spire's not down yet, I don't anticipate him going. Yeah, he's actually probably just going to go lurkers.
Yeah, that's what it looks like right now. We have an engineering bay going up, so he could have been playing it safe, where he could be using a scan for lurkers and then, kind of protecting from mutas as well with the turret.
Well, a lot of times we see late game Zerg get Mutalisks late game just to surprise the Terran.
Right. After
the Zerg pushes out with a few lurkers early game, and that looks like what Kwanro is going to be doing. And it looks like Leta actually is going to be going some SK Terran, where you get stem Marines and medics